Hey everyone, and welcome back to Learn English Naturally. Booking a hotel room in English, it can be a little intimidating, even for experienced travelers.
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah,
completely agree with you there. Sometimes even in your native language, it can be a little bit stressful.
exactly.
Yeah.
But what if you could walk up to that reception desk feeling totally confident and ready to use your English skills?
That's what we're here for. Today, we're going to equip you with the vocabulary and phrases you need to book a hotel room like a pro.
I love it. We're talking everything from making that initial reservation to checking in smoothly and even handling any little hiccups that might come up.
It all starts with a strong foundation, though, so let's break down some essential vocabulary first.
Okay, so what are we talking about here?
Well, we've got words like reservation, which is basically your confirmation that you have a room waiting for you.
Right, and then there's check-in and check-out, which mark the beginning and end of your stay.
And of course, don't forget about amenities. That's the good stuff like Wi-Fi, breakfast, maybe even a swimming pool if you're lucky.
Those are definitely a big factor for me when I'm choosing a hotel.
Absolutely. And speaking of choosing a hotel, let's talk about room types. You'll need to know the difference between a single room, double room, and maybe even a suite if you're feeling fancy.
Okay, so we've got our vocabulary down, but knowing the words is only half the battle, right?
You got it. You need to know how to actually use these words in a sentence to communicate effectively.
So let's move on to those key phrases then, starting with making a reservation. What are some must-know phrases for that?
One essential phrase is, I'd like to book a room type for number nights, please. So, for example, you could say, I'd like to book a double room for 2 nights, please.
Okay, nice and simple.
Yeah.
What if I'm not sure what type of room I want, though?
No problem. You can start by asking, what types of rooms do you have available? That opens up the conversation and lets the receptionist guide you through your options.
Makes sense. And while we're at it, how do I ask about the price?
You could ask, what's the rate for a room type per night? Or, if you're on a budget, do you have any rooms available under price per night?
Ooh, good strategies. Now, what about those special requests like a room with a view or something like that?
Don't be shy about asking for what you want. You can say something like, if possible, I'd prefer a room with a view, or could I request a room on a high floor? Just remember to be polite.
Politeness goes a long way, especially when you're hoping for an upgrade. Okay, so we've made our reservation. Now what happens when we actually arrive at the hotel?
Right, so now it's time to check in. The first thing you want to do is let them know you have a reservation by saying, I have a reservation under the name, your name.
And this is where pronunciation is super important, right? Make sure you say your name slowly and clearly so there's no confusion.
Exactly. Once they've found your reservation, you might want to ask some practical questions like, what time is checkout? Or is breakfast included?
Those are definitely good things to know. And speaking of checkout, what if I need to check out a little later than usual?
You can always ask. Try saying, would it be possible to request a late checkout? They might not always be able to accommodate you, but it never hurts to ask politely.
All right, so we've covered making a reservation and checking in. What's next on our hotel adventure?
Well, now I think it's time to put those phrases into action. Let's walk through a few real-life dialogue scenarios so you can see how these phrases actually work in a conversation.
Ooh, I love a good role-playing session. Let's do it.
Okay, imagine you're calling the hotel to make a reservation. I'll be the receptionist and you be the guest. Ring, ring.
Okay, I'm dialing. Here we go.
Good afternoon, Grand Hotel. How may I assist you today?
Hi there. I'd like to book a double room for 2 nights, please.
Certainly. And what dates will you be staying with us?
Let's see, from April 10th to April 12th.
Right, let me just check availability for those dates. Okay, it looks like we have a deluxe double room available for those nights. The rate is $150 per night. Would you like to book that?
Yes, please. And does that rate include breakfast by any chance?
It does indeed. Breakfast is served from 7 to 10 a.m. in our dining area. Can I get your name for the reservation, please?
Sure. It's John Smith.
Okay, Mr. Smith, your reservation for a deluxe double room from April 10th to the 12th is confirmed. We look forward to welcoming you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to my stay.
Great, we'll see you then. Now, let's fast forward to your arrival at the hotel. You're at the reception desk, ready to check in.
All right, I'm picturing myself walking into a beautiful lobby with my luggage.
Good evening, and welcome to the Grand Hotel. Do you have a reservation with us?
Hi. Yes, I do. It's under the name John Smith.
One moment, please. Yes, Mr. Smith, we have you booked for a deluxe double room for 2 nights. Could you please confirm your address and provide a form of identification?
Absolutely. Here you go. And just out of curiosity, what time is checkout?
Checkout is at 11 a.m. Here's your key card, and breakfast is served from 7 to 10 a.m. in the dining area.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Mr. Smith. We hope you enjoy your stay.
Wow, those dialogues felt so real. I can already feel my confidence growing.
I'm glad to hear that. Now let's break down those interactions and really analyze what made those phrases so effective.
Yeah, I'm ready to take notes. I want to absorb every little detail.
Okay, so in that first scenario, when you called to make a reservation, you were very specific about the type of room and the dates, which is super important.
Right. And I also like how I remembered to ask about breakfast being included. That's always a big plus.
Absolutely. Now, let's move on to the check-in process. When you said it's under the name John Smith, that's a very common phrase to signal that you have a reservation.
It's simple, but it works. And asking about the checkout time right away. Very smart.
Exactly. Being proactive and getting all the information up front can really help make your stay go smoothly.
This is so insightful. I'm starting to see how mastering these phrases can really give you the confidence to handle any hotel situation.
That's the power of language. It gives you the tools to navigate new situations and communicate your needs effectively.
I'm already feeling much more prepared to book my next hotel room.
That's fantastic. And before we move on, there's something I really want to emphasize. These phrases are a great starting point, but the real beauty of language is that you can adapt and personalize it.
So it's not about memorizing a script. It's about understanding the structure and making it your own.
Exactly. We'll explore this more in the next part of our deep dive, where we'll tackle some of those trickier situations you might encounter in a hotel.
Ooh, I can't wait. This is getting really interesting.
Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be back with more valuable insights and tips to boost your hotel English skills.
See you soon. Welcome back to Learn English Naturally. So before the break, we were talking about all those essential phrases for booking a hotel room and, checking in like a pro.
Right. And we were just about to get to the good stuff, those unexpected situations that can really put your English skills to the test.
Yeah, because let's be real, travel isn't always smooth sailing.
Definitely not. Flights get delayed, luggage goes missing, and sometimes you arrive at your hotel only to find out there's a problem with your reservation.
Oh, I can just imagine the panic setting in, especially if you're tired and just want to relax in your room.
It's definitely stressful, but that's when it's even more important to stay calm and use clear, polite English to communicate your needs.
Okay, so let's say I arrive at the hotel and the receptionist tells me there's no room for me. What should I do? I would probably freak out a little.
I get it, it's a frustrating situation, but the key is to stay calm and remember that the hotel staff wants to help you. Start by politely acknowledging the problem and asking for a solution.
So something like, I understand there seems to be an issue with my reservation.
Yeah.
Could you please help me sort this out?
Exactly. That's much better than getting angry or demanding a room. Most likely, they'll be happy to find a solution for you.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better. But what if the problem isn't with the reservation, but with the room itself? Like, what if the air conditioning is broken or there's a strange smell?
In that case, you'll want to go back to the reception desk and politely explain the issue.
Okay, so something like, excuse me, there seems to be a problem with my room. The air conditioner isn't working.
Perfect. Be specific about the problem so they understand exactly what needs to be fixed.
And if it's something that can't be easily fixed, can I ask for a different room?
Of course. You can politely say, would it be possible to switch me to a different room? This one has mentioned the problem.
Okay, great. I'm starting to feel more confident about handling those unexpected situations. But what about other scenarios, like if I need to extend my stay?
That's a good one. You can simply go to the reception and say, I'd like to extend my stay for another night. Is there a room available?
Easy enough. And what if I need to store my luggage after I check out?
No problem. Most hotels offer luggage storage. Just ask, would it be possible to store my luggage here after I check out?
This is so helpful. I'm realizing that with a few key phrases, I can navigate almost any situation in a hotel.
That's the power of language. It gives you the tools to communicate effectively and get what you need, even in unexpected situations.
I'm definitely feeling more prepared to handle my next hotel stay.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, before we wrap up this part, I want to emphasize that these phrases are just a starting point.
Right, because every situation is different.
Exactly. The real key is to understand the structure and adapt the phrases to fit your specific needs.
So it's not about memorizing a script. It's about being flexible and creative with the language.
Absolutely. We'll explore this more in the final part of our deep dive, where we'll focus on checking out of the hotel and making sure everything is settled before you head home.
Ooh, can't wait. I'm sure there are more useful phrases and tips to come.
Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back with the exciting conclusion of our hotel English adventure.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Learn English Naturally. So we've talked about booking a hotel room, checking in, and even handling those unexpected situations that can pop up.
Right, and now we're at the final stage of our hotel journey, checking out.
It might seem pretty straightforward, but, there's still some important phrases and tips that can help make your departure smooth and hassle-free.
Exactly, especially if you need to clarify anything on your bill or, maybe even request a late checkout.
Oh, yeah. Late checkout is a lifesaver sometimes. So what are some of those key phrases we should have ready when we're at the checkout counter?
Well, the most basic one is simply, "I'd like to check out, please." But from there, you might want to ask to review your bill, especially if you've used any hotel services.
Right, like room service or the spa.
Exactly. You can say something like, "Could you please review the charges with me?"
Makes sense. And what if I see a charge that I don't recognize?
Don't be afraid to ask for clarification. You could say, "I'm not sure about this charge. Could you please explain it?"
That's much better than just assuming it's wrong or, getting flustered.
Absolutely. It's all about communicating clearly and politely.
Okay, so what if there actually is a mistake on the bill? How do I address that without sounding accusatory?
You can politely say, "I'm afraid there's a mistake on the bill. I believe this charge is incorrect."
And should I give a reason why I think it's incorrect?
Yes, definitely. The more specific you can be, the better. For example, you could say, "I believe this charge for the minibar is incorrect because I didn't order anything."
That's a good point. It's all about providing clear evidence to support your claim.
Exactly. And most likely, the hotel staff will be happy to investigate and correct any errors.
This is really helpful. I'm starting to feel much more confident about handling the checkout process.
That's great to hear. And remember, even if you're a little nervous, just take a deep breath and try to use those clear, polite phrases we've been practicing.
Absolutely. So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from booking to checking in, dealing with unexpected situations, and now even checking out smoothly.
We hope you found this episode useful and that you feel more prepared to handle your next hotel stay in English.
It's amazing how just a few key phrases and a little bit of practice can make such a difference in our confidence.
Absolutely. And remember, learning a language is a journey, so don't be afraid to make mistakes and keep practicing.
That's right. The more you use your English skills, the more natural and confident you'll become.
And who knows, maybe you'll even impress the hotel staff with your fluency.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into hotel English. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
It's been a pleasure sharing these tips and phrases with you.
And don't forget to subscribe to Learn English Naturally for more deep dives into the fascinating world of English language and culture. We'll see you in the next episode.